Hello, my name is Amanda Figueroa, and I serve as the Senior Director of Student Transitions and Success in Student Affairs at UW-Tacoma. And let me start by saying just thank you to the Office of Community Partnerships for the opportunity to be recognized as a staff member who contributes to the portfolio of UW-Tacoma's community engaged work. Thank you to Dr. Bonnie Becker for nominating me and giving me the nudge to consider applying. And thank you to the leadership team in Student Affairs and the many faculty members who have been willing to walk alongside me outside of traditional approaches to serving students. And thank you to the many community partners with whom I have had the honor of collaborating with. Finally, I'd also like to thank my husband, family, and friends who inspire and uplift me every day. As a mixed race, white passing Latina, I grew up in the in-between, always spanning the boundaries of cultures, languages, racial privileges, colonized and colonizer ancestries. So many of the important life lessons that shaped my leadership, advocacy, and ability to bring folks together happened in places that are not traditionally considered spaces of learning with people who had never been to college. They happened in the chlorine-scented pools of the YMCA, around full dining room tables next to warm, bustling kitchens, in cozy booths in loud pubs, and in cramped cars during long drives over the mountains. As a first-generation college graduate and the first person in my family to earn a graduate degree, I was strongly shaped by the rich learning, teaching, and mentoring that happened by communities who have been marginalized by institutions of higher education. So engaging with community in my leadership role in student affairs means doing what I've done for a lifetime, building bridges, helping to span the boundaries between educational institutions and the communities that they serve. It means decentering the institution and institutionalized ways of knowing, listening to and believing in the wisdom of community members, and developing authentic relationships. In student affairs, I call my office the bookend office. Gifted leaders on my team run the campus functions of career education, orientation and transition programs, and first-generation student initiatives, which includes outreach starting in middle school for students who will be first in their family to earn a four-year degree. We build relationships with students that span several crossroads in education. There are students we met in pre-college outreach programs who then came to the campus to study, worked in our office, earned their degree, and now participate as recruiters for local companies at career fairs. We've built relationships with middle school students in summer programs, gotten to know their families, and then built on those relationships of trust to serve parents, siblings, and cousins as UW-Tacoma students. Challenging the scope of when and how higher education engages with community is particularly important because the Tacoma-Pierce County community is primarily prospective first-generation college students. Working with organizations like the Foundation for Tacoma Students who are facilitating collective impact work to expand access to higher education through the Graduate Tacoma movement. It was through Graduate Tacoma that I became connected with colleagues at Tacoma Community College, the College Success Foundation, Degrees of Change, and others. These connections yielded enhanced reach and support for the UW-Tacoma Math Science Leadership Program, an opportunity to connect UW-Tacoma PAC advisors with new freshmen from Tacoma Public Schools during the school day through the What's Next transition events, and resulted in a Tacoma-based access hub for equity-focused NASA technology challenges. Our deep partnerships also yielded funding for a qualitative study that provided insights into why students left UW-Tacoma and Tacoma Community College in good academic standing. Now, all of these outcomes also ultimately support the community-informed goal of ensuring that by 2030, 70% of Tacoma Public School students will earn a degree, technical certificate, or gain a good earning wage employment opportunity within 6 years of high school graduation, with a focus on students of color and those impacted by poverty. For my staff and faculty colleagues who want to learn more about Graduate Tacoma and how to get involved, you can visit graduatetacoma.org. Since I joined the campus, I've also enjoyed connecting with the Boys and Girls Club of South Puget Sound, and we have enacted many programs, both for prospective students and Boys and Girls Club alumni who have become UW-Tacoma students. Being a deep thought partner with the Boys and Girls Club staff has yielded 2 years of AmeriCorps service grants to support college-going culture at local clubs, 25 internship opportunities for UW-Tacoma students, and 6 club alumni who have earned UW-Tacoma undergraduate degrees with jointly raised scholarship dollars. And while that work hasn't yielded publications, I am proud of the outcome of particularly 2 alumni who have stayed in touch after graduation to share their career accomplishments and their journeys to becoming homeowners this year. I've also had the privilege of leading partnership development for college-going culture and transparent admissions criteria with local school districts and organizations through a series of partnerships called Pathways to Promise. I've learned so much by leaning into creating mutually beneficial institutionalized partnerships with districts from Tacoma, Puyallup, Federal Way, Bethel, Franklin Pierce, Kent, and the King County Housing Authority, Steilacoom, Tahoma, Auburn, Fife, Chief Leschi Schools, and the statewide organization, the College Success Foundation. Each district has unique strengths and assets, and every building and organization has a unique ecosystem of support for helping students to develop and attain their post-secondary aspirations. Meeting each district, each building in each district, each organization, each organizational site where they are to collaboratively expand pathways to a 4-year degree in partnership with admissions has resulted in greater clarity about the boundaries and overlapping areas of outreach and recruitment, and crystallized ways student affairs can work with community to meet UW-Tacoma's urban serving mission. When I started in autumn of 2012, freshmen from Pathways to Promise partnership districts made up 29% of our freshman cohort. In autumn of 2021, 55% of UW-Tacoma freshmen came from partner districts. In meetings with the districts, we've been able to share promising practices and information that support their college-going culture initiatives, and their insights have supported our ability to recruit and retain local students. Now, I can't imagine doing my work without community. The diversity of perspectives, lived realities, and passionate energy in the South Sound make UW-Tacoma a very special place to work. I enter partnerships humbly and with intentionality about institutional power dynamics, trust, and an awareness of the histories of violence and harm that higher education has done and continues to perpetuate with marginalized communities. I've learned to be a lifelong student of partnerships and building relationships. It's challenging work that moves slowly over time, but it's also the most rewarding and effective work that I've ever done. So to my UW-Tacoma colleagues, if you're inspired by the stories that you hear, I encourage you to connect with the honorees and the Office of Community Partnerships to learn more. If you haven't engaged in this work before, or if you want to deepen what you're already doing, there are so many folks on our campus who successfully engage with community members who can support your work, and the Office of Community Partnerships is a great hub for people and resources. Expanding access to higher education for all students has come with many hard lessons, successes, frustrations, and friendships, and I have come to love the people in the South Sound who make this work so personally and professionally rewarding.